Once again, thanks for joining us at Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings on TransformationTalkRadio.com. As you have explored today's creation of reality experience with Lee, Yvonne, the Realm, and me, Greta, each of you is being supported by us in further developing the understanding that you are not just an individual existing in linear time and space, but a multidimensional force of infinite possibilities who is connected to all. So begin to create the realities you want. Join us every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Shifting Impressions at TransformationTalkRadio.com. So long until we create each other again next Friday.
Welcome to the Kornelia Stephanie Show, everyone. I'm honored and delighted to introduce you today to our first guest. Totlyn Oliver is an award-winning speaker, executive communications coach, and author with an electric professional background in broadcasting. I love that so much because she's gonna really enlighten us today with what she's going to be sharing. Training and facilitation in coaching. Totlyn is the founder of Gold Speak Women and the Gold Speak Method. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much, Kornelia. Thank you so much for having me. It is such a blessed day.
Yes.
So happy to be here with you today. Great to be here.
Yes, it's wonderful. So you are an award-winning, you've got a lot of experience behind the scenes with broadcasting, training, coaching, facilitation. You've written books, so you've got 2 books. Now, what is it that you want to, like right away, you want to go into something that you came here specifically to tell us today? And then, of course, you're going to let us know where to get your books. I'm interested. And so take us to it.
Okay, right away, what I would want to say is that every day, each of us should give ourselves that opportunity to enjoy life as fully as we can, right where we are, right here, right now. And how do we do this? We need to be in full communication with ourselves. It is so important to know what's going on in your mind. It's so important to know what's going on in your heart. It's so important to be aware, self-aware, not only about what is upsetting you, but why it is upsetting you. Not only why it is upsetting you, but what are some of the other messages that you are enveloping and you're holding on to that no longer serve your purpose. I have a saying, Kornelia, that, even some of our good habits need to be released. And we just need to form new habits. Take myself, for example. I may, on a Friday evening, when I'm finished with my daytime involvement, I may just get up and go and flop in bed. But no, what if I took a long, luxurious bath using all the wonderful things that we buy, all the wonderful soap, what you may call gels and shower gels that we purchase, and we have them sitting in our bathroom, and we just use the same ordinary soap every day because we're bathing in a hurry. What if we just took the time to just luxuriously go through and make it a ritual and honor ourselves? That's a part of communicating with self. What do you think, Kornelia?
I love this so much. You're speaking my language. You are actually speaking to the choir because I preach the same message. So basically, you're coming in here and you're validating it, and you're adding another beautiful twist to it by talking about the bath and talking about, yep, we can certainly drop in bed after a full day, everything that we've experienced, but that to take care of the body and to take care of ourselves in honor and appreciation for our vessel that houses our spirit.
Very much so. Very much so.
Right.
Very much so. And you see, like attracts like. And that's why somehow we are brought together.
I love
I've been tuning into some of your episodes and I'm like, but she's talking my language.
it. Yes, yes. And right away, I want to ask you, right away, I want to introduce you to people. I want to find out, do you want to
Yes.
be on other podcasts? Do you
Of
want,
course, definitely,
oh, good,
definitely.
good.
Um,
Okay. Yeah,
Having this background in broadcasting,
yeah.
I, for instance, just started my own podcast
Oh, good.
of Why I Write. So I speak to a series of self-published authors, authors of poetry, of novels, of even workbooks for schools.
Okay.
And we have that going on. And for the next 6 weeks, I've booked authors all the way through. I myself being an occasional writer, and I say occasional because I didn't plan to write and publish a book, but all wrapped up in the whole idea of communication. I
Yes.
realized that how we grow, for instance, my background also is in adult education, lifelong learning. And that's what I have my master's in. And what I was so amazed to discover while I was doing that course of study is how we never stop learning as adults, not just because we have gotten that degree or not because, we're finished that certification doesn't mean that our learning stops.
Right. It
And
just begins then, doesn't it?
it just begins, Cornelia. And then have you noticed, Cornelia, how many things people are discovering just because of, I now call it a pandemic,
Oh,
panepic, meaning all, all wonderful and all
yes,
glorious, epic, because
yes.
it's now time where people are rewriting the theme of their lives. They're not just going along the beaten path. And now is a time where people now start to write and document their life experiences, and they start to journal. They write poetry. I have one good friend of mine that I introduced during Gold Speak Women. That's an event that I have every year. I've had it for the last 3 years, where I allow women to take the stage to speak from their heart and speak golden nuggets of their own experiences and how they overcome. In my first Go Speak series, I had a woman who suffered alopecia at a young age. I used to see her pictures online, and Cornelia, I saw her. She was one of those glam models from day one. But turns out that it was alopecia that she had to come to terms with. She was so gorgeous. And then when you hear her backstory, you can only help but be inspired.
Right.
Another lady, she suffers from or experienced, because she's not suffering right now, stage 4 colon cancer. She's beaten it. She's been alive and well. And when you hear her journey, you realize, okay, so every one of us has a story to tell. And any way in which I can allow persons to get that opportunity, whether it is to go on a stage to celebrate during International Women's Day,
Yeah.
and speak about their experiences, or they can come on my podcast and say, why I write, or why I need to write, or why I need to write my poetry, or why I need to perform. Or most importantly, when people are in the workplace and they can't speak up for themselves, and they're not understanding that despite their qualifications, despite their degrees and certifications, they can't speak well in front of a crowd. They literally die several many deaths. And so I get the opportunity to, introduce them to my Go Speak method.
Yeah.
And it's really taking it. It's not about practicing. And it's not just about saying the right words in the right place. No, you have to become the confident speaker. And we have to deal with, as I started before, with the mind, the heart, and we have to, go through in our souls and see, how best can I represent myself and my ideas, even if I have to stand up at work and introduce myself.
You're pulling me in. You're so pulling me in because your communication is excellent.
Thank
It's
you so much.
absolutely excellent. You're pulling me in, and I so love what you're doing, that you are offering this service and that you're helping entrepreneurs, that you're helping women talk about their trauma, talk about their pain, talk about their suffering that they've overcome, and how they can rise above it so others can be inspired and then speak about it. Because we heal through stories, don't we?
Oh, yes. Don't we ever? That's what our
Yeah.
parents used to do. And it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if your foreparents are from South America, North America, Central America, whether, from the Orient, wherever. If you track all of our history, you will see that we have all come from a heritage of strong oral tradition. So it is a wonder that one of the number one fear amongst people is the fear of public speaking above death.
And that's why you said, and that is why you said they die many deaths, because it's the number one fear. They're so afraid of speaking because they're afraid of, dying.
Yes, yes, yes. And like I said, if you watch the movies of old, you see the Indian chiefs sitting around in circles. If you watch stories about Vikings, they're telling stories. There's a round table. And we miss the fact that it's a very key area. And my real excitement comes when the aha moment comes for them. And they said, oh, I get it now. Because I start from the position of, improve your vocabulary. And you cannot name what your brain doesn't know. Your eyes may see it, but you can't name it. I'm not a mental health therapist, but I understand from my friends who are. They say, I say, walk their clients through. They have to help their clients name their experiences. And that's the first step towards solving their situation. Because sometimes we can't handle something because we don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. We could, I totally could continue on talking. It goes so quick, 15 minutes.
Oh,
So
yes, it does.
I want you to take a look at the show that's going to come on at 12:30 here, the Diane McClay show. I'm going to be referring you over there as a guest on that show.
Okay, that
And
sounds good.
also, I want to have a private conversation with you too at some point. Ashley will message you there where we can
Sure.
speak how we can support each other in the
Oh,
future.
definitely.
And then let's tell the audience, first of all, how to find you on social media, and then talk about, we just have another minute and a half about your
Okay.
books, the two books, those two things.
All right, very quickly. I can be found on social media, Facebook. I'm there on Instagram as well. On Facebook, you look for me, Totlyn Oliver, the speaker's coach. And I'm right there. You can book a call with me to see how we can work together as well. You just slot the times in, and the link is right there in Calendly. And of course, we have our two books. If you love travel like I do, and I'm from Jamaica, just in case you're wondering where my accent is from. I know I'm not speaking quite Jamaican right now, but I'm speaking so you can understand. We have Jamaica 101 that guides you through how to enjoy Jamaica, what you should be looking out for. And this is my book on public speaking, Speak to Win. Some of the techniques that I have used in winning the various speaking competitions I found myself in. And it forms the basis of how I work with others to really master their speaking craft. So definitely, thank you so much, Kornelia, for having me today. It's been my pleasure.
Yes.
And I look forward to speaking with you.
Yes, it's been wonderful having you here. I'm just like, so I could listen to you all day long because you are definitely an eloquent speaker, gorgeous, eloquent speaker. Thank you,
so
Totlyn Oliver, for coming onto the show today. We're going to take a break on the show and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. It's Kornelia Stephanie here, and I'm excited to introduce you to our next guest. Kristy Corwin is the creator and executive producer of the upcoming documentary about the fascinating, untold Hollywood story of legendary musician Russell Garcia. Garcia was the most sought after Hollywood music director, composer, and producer of his time, working alongside celebrities like Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, and Charlie Chaplin. The story is particularly captivating because Garcia often worked as a ghost composer who rarely took credit for the projects. Kristy currently serves as president and executive director of Build a Better World Foundation and CEO of Build a Better World Productions. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much for including us. It's very exciting. Actually, my grandfather, Russell Garcia, he was a world-renowned Hollywood composer, arranger, conductor, and he worked for Universal Music as well as many of the other studios for over 30 years, and wrote his first symphony at the young age of 7 years old, and it was played by the Oakland Symphony at that time. And so my grandmother in 2014 asked me if I would be interested to work with her to carry on his legacy and their legacy of philanthropy and humanitarian work.
Wow, I mean, it's so profound, everything that you're doing now with so much energy and passion of honoring the legacy and keeping it going, isn't it?
Yes, it's really an honor.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky and fortunate that my grandmother, Gina Garcia, is still living, and she's living in New Zealand, and she's going to be 90 in a couple of months, and but her spirit is like 60.
Well, because 90 is the new 70. I mean, that's how it is nowadays. So it's like, we're living longer, and so 90 is the new 70. So I'm excited to hear that that her spirit is 60. That means that she's definitely in alignment with what I just said there. So what is it that you want to say to the world today about what you're involved in, what you're doing? What would you like? What's the message that you want to share with us in this short amount of time that we have?
Well, thank you so much again. Our main philosophy, in our mission is that together we can build a better world. And we produce concerts and events that feature the empowerment of youth and young people, as well as we honor music professionals, and we present them with a beautiful award. I don't know if you can see it up at the top shelf there. It's a clear acrylic dove, and it has our logo in it, and we have a gold plate with the person's name and thanking them for their dedication to music. And we believe that music can move the world, as well as youth can move the world. And so we feature these music luminaries in our events and honor them. And then we also feature the up and coming young professionals as well. And we have the proceeds benefit other nonprofits and charities that are in the areas of music, education, natural health, social justice, sustainability, science, and the arts. Those are like the pillars of the organizations that are doing good in the world that we focus on. And so that's basically what we do. What we're working on right now this year, since we haven't really been able to have live events, is we've been working on a documentary film, putting together a documentary film about Russ Garcia, my grandfather. And, his life was, and their life was so extraordinary in that, in many ways. But we're looking to get a documentary produced. It's in the works. We're beginning to do interviews with music professionals. He worked with all the greats, doing arrangements and composing with Charlie Chaplin and Limelight. One of the largest, the biggest well-known film was The Time Machine, that was in 1960. And he did the music score for that. And he wrote many, many, many other, worked with Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald, Mel Torme and Francis Faye, Sammy Davis, Judy Garland, and I mean, the list goes on and on. He wrote for over 100 TV shows, and movies. And so we're receiving proposals now from producers, and we are looking for any other producers or directors that may be interested in the project. And we're hoping to get that documentary film produced, hopefully.
Do you think that at some point, is that like something that's going to be like on Netflix or something?
Either that or possibly the theater, or yes, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple.
Yeah, great. Roku, on Roku, I think that would be good. Also, like, can you tell us like how we can support you, since you guys aren't doing the events right now, but some of your musicians, where can we go and find out more information about it, or even listen to some of the music, find out a little bit more information so that we can support your cause?
Oh, well, thank you. You can find his music if you look, just Google YouTube Russell Garcia, and you can find the music. We do have our website that we are updating now, buildabetterworldfoundation.org. And we are working on a concert. We're hoping for next year at the Hollywood Bowl is what we're hoping for. And we have some sponsors, and we're going to be honoring some composers and arrangers, as well as Russ Garcia and some others like Perry Bodkin Jr. And Ian Freebaron Smith, who did Evergreen with Barbra Streisand. And we're hoping to get John Williams to conduct the orchestra, because actually my grandfather taught John Williams when he was 16 years old. And so we would love it. And we're working on trying to be able to have him participate to be the maestro conductor at the Hollywood Bowl. And so we're very, very excited, and working on that as well, and hoping to be able to get that for next year, which will also benefit existing charities.
Yeah, I think that's so wonderful. Did you give us the website?
Yes, it's buildabetterworldfoundation.org. And we're in the process of updating it, but it is there. And you'll get a feel. In the past, we've done several concerts, fundraising concerts, that has benefited other nonprofit organizations, and we've featured the youth and young people as well as music professionals in honoring them.
Kristy, I just feel so honored that you came on today to talk to us about this and your passion and what it is that you're creating, and the legacy that you're keeping alive in the organizations that you're supporting. I think that's so wonderful. And I'm so glad that you came on to talk to us about it today. What inspired you to come on? Did you just feel like you were in alignment that you wanted to come on and talk about it? Or
any opportunity that we can have to share, in the hopes that this might be an inspiration for somebody,
yeah,
or somebody might be interested in contributing or helping or collaborating. We believe that, like I was saying before, together we can build a better world. And however we can do that, we were honored to be invited to be on the show with you, and we're very grateful to you for including us today, and for all of the wonderful work you and all of the many other people that you feature are doing. So thank you.
yeah. And we're definitely gonna be in collaboration. My wheels are already spinning. So I just want to thank you so much for coming on and enlightening us with your beautiful words and wisdom and message. Kristy Corwin, thank you so much. And thank you everybody for listening and tuning in. Please stay tuned right now for the Diane McClay Show. Diane McClay is going to be on with T. Lotus, and they're going to have a very, very enlightening conversation as well. So stay on. Thank you for listening and tuning in, everybody. We'll see you again next time. Bye, Kristy.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Kornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, your call to action. Tune in each week on Transformation Talk Radio. Kornelia's joy is to engage others in practical ways, showing us how to live in the new earth in harmony with our true nature. For more information on Kornelia and her extraordinary work, or to listen to past shows, go to her website at korneliastephanie.com.